Yeah, it was Saturday, November 15th, 2003. And so we went for a ride in the Sanyo blimp.
And it was raining that morning, and I thought, oh no, we're not going to get to go. But as soon as we got there, it cleared up, and it turned out to be a beautiful day.
You can see the bottles of helium laying down over there that we ordered for our trip here in Oakland for the next couple of weeks.
And they had a mast built out there that attaches the blimp to it.
This doesn't really look like a contraption that should be up there flying. It's a big, goofy bubble with a little bay below it, and doesn't make a lot of sense.
The ropes on the front of it are used for holding the nose of the ship steady so that if the wind changes direction, the tail can swing free.
But we were going to have 6 people on the flight, but instead they sent us up in 2 groups of 3 because it had rained that morning and the blimp was wet, and that added a lot of extra weight to it. So we had to lighten it up a little bit.
As the young folks embark on their first flight, into the blimp they go.
It's going to be fun.
And I gotta say, I learned a lot from those guys. They were very informative and very thoughtful in the time that they took to explain everything.
Normally when you climb in any machine, you'd slow down, not so in the airship. And when you descend, you would accelerate, like if you're at Six Flags,
Right.
but not in the airship. Again, because the buoyancy is being provided by the weight of the atmosphere holding the lighter helium balloon up. If you're going level at 35, you'll go up at 35, you'll go down at 35, even though it's a 30-degree angle.
Uh-huh.
And when you're sitting in the airship and you're moving those kinds of angles, your mind starts to wander. Going up's not such a big deal, but when you start to pitch over and start looking at all the ground and the ocean and stuff, that's when your mind starts going, whoa. So it's kind of neat. So you can
Open tower, Grumman 6550 Lima, ready for takeoff, runway 15.
Oh, there's my house. Look, if you follow this street, this one's Stockton and that one's Columbus. And if you follow the street straight up, you're going to see my house.
They call these blimps Lightships because inside of them they've got 2,000-watt light bulbs, so that when they fly over sports games at night, then they can light up the whole envelope. The pilot said that they powered these lights with a plain old Honda generator, like the kind you'd get at Home Depot, and they put it in there in the cabin with them, and the pilot has to go back there and pull the string and fire the thing up before he takes off so that the lights will operate.
I can't believe that you guys do this for charity, for the Believe in Tomorrow Foundation, and you take sick kids who've been through so much in the last couple of years just trying to survive and trying to take a day at a time, and you're taking them up on the most phenomenal trip with their family, with their friends, and they just get to experience this. I think that's just awesome.
Saw one of those planes come in and pick up the banner that says, shop at Nordstrom's 50% off. He went off with that thing.
He talked to us a lot, answered any questions, and made sure to explain everything to us, which was pretty funny.
a glider is about a 30-to-1 glide ratio. You put an engine on it, it gets heavier, so in order to maintain your forward speed, you have to go steeper at about 8-to-1. Right now in a nice casual way, you can see the blimp way in the background. And they're going to go out and line up in a V formation, kind of like the head of an arrow. And that's going to give the pilot up there the opportunity to know which way the wind is coming from. Just like a canoe in a river, you want to point it upstream where you're going to go sideways. So they're just going to go up and line up. They're going to bring some ballast out to compensate for the fact that the sun has in fact come out and the balloon has dried off from the moisture that was on it from the rain earlier. One guy's bringing the ladder out to make it easy to get on and off. So everybody's got a little bit to do, and we'll be going out there shortly. The flight should be fairly smooth, but if for some reason you feel nauseous There are those little barf bags on board.
This is 439 are cleared for takeoff. There's a blimp at the departure and inbound to the blimp spot.
Did you hear that?
And we have the blimp in sight, cleared to go, 33, 439er.
Grumman 50 Lima, hold short of 15. There's traffic departing runway 33.
So we took off, and it was just a nice, real smooth, steady climb out of the airport and out over the Nimitz Freeway and Alameda, and
Oh, check that out.
just an amazing stuff you could see from the air that things you didn't even know existed or had never really looked for when you were down on the ground, or you get a really different perspective on how big things are and how long a train is and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're just going to mass. He's going to bring it up to 100 gallons.
All right, that's good.
We took off in Oakland Airport and flew up about 1,000 feet all over Oakland, Alameda, to downtown San Francisco, and then the Golden Gate Bridge.
We saw an aircraft carrier. I think it was the USS Hornet.
We flew over Alameda, and at one spot, if you look down in the water, you could see where some ships have sunk, and they just left them there, so they were just on the bottom, and that was really cool.
Turn left, you'll see a blimp inbound. Let me know when you see the blimp, and behind the blimp is another 172. He's inbound to 27 right. 50 Lima, blimp in sight.
We came out over the Bay Bridge, and as we headed toward it, you could see alongside of it that they're constructing a new bridge on the Oakland side, and it was really a unique perspective to see the big pilings being built out in the water, which I'd never been able to see those from the bridge before.
And that was such an amazing view. 1,000 feet is just about the right height. You're not too high where you can't see anything, but you're high enough where you get to see everything.
I came in over Treasure Island, which is used to be a Navy base.
As soon as we got up there, he said we could take our seatbelt off, so I did and stood up and walked around. It's not very big, but it was great.
We came around through North Beach along the Embarcadero and did a nice little sweep around San Francisco. We got around to Russian Hill, and I was looking for my apartment, but I couldn't really see it from that angle. We saw a big pack of tourists getting off the boats at Alcatraz.
Port Juliet Golf was wondering where the blimp is headed again. The blimp? I'm not sure. He's just blimping around.
It was a little bit cold up there in the blimp and a little bit noisy, but we were able to walk around, take tons of pictures. Lawton was filming. I was making sure to snap as many pictures as I could.
Headed on down over the Marina Green, and then made a nice sweep around the Golden Gate Bridge, and had some nice views of the Marin headlands.
Matt, he stayed in his seat the whole time with his seatbelt on.
Hey, we're going to start a gentle descent here for our landing, so if you'd just like to make sure your seatbelts are secure for that.
Oh, hells yeah.
You never took yours off.
Hells no.
Total flight time, I guess, was we were up for about an hour. The crew and the pilot communicate with hand signals. That's because blimps were invented before radios were invented, so they've used the same hand signals ever since the early days of aviation.
I survived another one.
Yeah.
This has been terrific. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Wow, that was so amazing. It really was.
It's not every day that you can say I was up in a blimp, so that was a great experience.
It was an all-around very nice experience, and I'm glad I went.
I like blimps more than I like planes. But I don't know if I like them more than helicopters, because I still haven't done that yet.
And we got a squishy blimp out of it.